On this episode of Hot Rod Garage, this Mustang goes buck wild. Welcome back to Hot Rod Garage. I'm Tony Angelo. This is my buddy Lucky Costa.
Hello.
And today, like all days, we're just looking for fun, affordable muscle cars.
I'm super excited about this.
You're pretty super excited?
Pretty, super, and excited.
Wow. Big words, big emotions. Here's the deal. All the stuff that I used to be able to buy for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 is now $10,000, $12,000, $13,000.
The stuff you used to buy for $3,000 or $5,000, I used to be able to get for $500 or $600.
I know. Bottom line is all that great 60s and 70s stuff is really unaffordable for, like, you know, a high school kid trying to find his first fun muscle car.
Whose fault is that?
Freiburger's fault. Yeah. But here's the deal. A bunch of the cars I haven't looked at in forever have kind of been hiding in plain sight. They're actually really great buys right now. For instance, take this SN95 Mustang. Mustangs changed over from the Fox body that they had run for a million years that I hated in high school. They changed over in '94, and they were these like swoopy, mushy, awful looking.
They look like they needed a big wing.
Yeah, they weren't good. But in '99, Ford got with it, added what they called new edge styling, and gave us this car, and this thing's pretty awesome. It's sort of like refreshed the whole brand.
Yeah, there's millions of these out there. It's perfect for your daughter if she's going to school this year.
Not my daughter.
Not your daughter. Perfect for your daughter.
Yeah,
she's
your
going
daughter.
to school this year. This is the car. But you got to make sure you don't get that V6 one.
Yeah, open her up.
It's not super unattractive. It looks like the intake manifold's been removed. Maybe some sensors have been swapped.
We got an '04, which is the last year of this new edge body style. A 5-speed, limited slip rear, 4-wheel disc brakes, some rear gear in the 3s.
3-ish.
Yeah, I think it's 327, and 250 plus 260 horsepower.
Yeah, you really can't beat that.
I mean, it's $3,000, dude. And we've seen these things as cheap as like $2,000, but we wanted to buy a halfway decent looking one.
Yeah, this thing is unabused.
So far.
Watch your fingers.
Oh, boy. She's a grumbler. It is a pretty decent car.
I'm gonna say this thing is well maintained. What's the miles like?
One something. 172, is that
Just broke in.
Yeah.
Look at the dash, is perfect. It's like
A nice car. $3,000, dude.
everybody blocking the road.
Get out of the way! I don't know, I was just messing around. Oh, I was just kidding.
His name is Tony.
I was just kidding. I'm gonna get fired.
Tony, this is your last day, so let's have some fun.
Let's do it. We got a V8 rear-wheel drive, inspected, smog, ready to drive. Little rear-wheel guy.
What the heck are you doing? I think the only thing we got ripped off on was mufflers.
Yeah, they kept those. This thing is obnoxious.
And a clutch.
Yeah! Woo! Supposedly, back in the day, 0 to 60 in under 6 seconds, and it would do 14.8 or something at the quarter mile.
Now I think it would do it in under 6 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, got something going on. Ew. Disc brakes. Oh, there we go. Get the butt down. Oh, that's better. That's better.
Don't do it, Tony.
Oh, yeah. This thing handles all right, man. It's wishy-washy, but we'll take care of that. Instead of having to revive this thing from the dead out of some guy's backyard, we can just start upgrading stuff.
And the fact that it's a super popular car, there are a gazillion things you can buy off the shelf and bolt to this car and make horsepower.
Oh, yeah. And I did. I went crazy. We're gonna do brake upgrades. We're gonna do a new clutch, wheels, tires, suspension stuff. We're gonna make a little more power and noise. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's get started. Don't break it. Don't break it. So on a little test drive, I felt a big clunk under braking, which is usually when you're gonna feel those things. And felt to me like a lower control arm bushing. Turns out it's shot on the driver's side. The whole bushing's totally collapsed. So when you hit the brakes, that front wheel is gonna move all over the place. You'll be able to feel it, see it, turn the wheel. Bad news, but we'll just throw on a new set. No big whoop.
Just lucky to be alive. Man, those are Halloween gloves? It's pretty spooky.
Sharper blade would be nice.
Good practice is when you take nuts and bolts off cars, you should bag them and tag them. Makes it easier to put it back together later.
Yeah. Do as he says, not as he does.
Yeah, exactly. However, since I take cars apart and got to put them back together in 15 minutes, I always stack the bolts right here. But I know what the right way is to do it.
Knowing is...
And this is half the battle.
Yeah.
Get that one bolt out.
Remember that tech tip? Boom. Put it right in this bag. I want you to remember this one, so I wrote Lucky's Wild Ride on it. Boom.
Oh,
Get
man.
you started. You missed the bag entirely. How many starter bolts I put in there? 15? Come on.
Well, from the looks of everything in here, we weren't the only ones fighting with it, so.
All right, we've got the transmission out. We pulled that, eBay clutch off of this thing, found out our flywheel's got some deep hot spots and a bunch of radial cracks in it, so we ordered up a new one. Summit will have that thing delivered first thing in the morning, which is fine because we've got plenty of other junk to do. First one being getting these stock manifolds off.
And cussing.
Oh yeah, and bad words.
Cheese and rice.
All right, we got like no access to getting this header bolts out.
And I can feel them. Here, you come over here. Put your hand right here on
whole
top
car
of it.
apart to get these headers on. Yep. Gotta do it anyway. Whoa! We're using enough bolts on these things or what? Sweet. Ta-da.
You did it, Tony.
Nothing says performance like this flat little pipe taking out half your exhaust. Right, so we're gonna install a set of 4-into-1 Flowtech headers, part number 12115 FLT. This is an involved procedure. This thing is really crammed in there. It's a giant wide motor, single overhead cam, so the heads are bigger. They span all the way across the engine bay, and there's just not a lot of room in there. So make sure this thing's at least 3 feet off the ground when you get started. Be prepared to disassemble most of the front end of this car.
Send your kids in the house. Tell them to put on ear protection.
Yeah,
if they're in the
exactly.
garage with you.
Yep. Get ready to wash your own mouth out with soap. That's how it's gonna go down. All right?
All right.
All right, let's get going. All right, so we're digging around in our 2-valve engine bay. We have removed the driver's side mount because they say that we should pull it out, put the header in, slot these, and slide this back in. But turns out this mount has seen better days, so we're gonna grab a new one, then we'll modify it and get this all together.
We're gonna drop the cross member right now. Crazy. How that was wedgied in there. Heidi-ho.
We got all this room now. Let's put these headers on.
I think they want the header to go through and around. They want you to cut something there.
Yep.
This is that one that you can't get to any direction except for this. At which point, if you don't do it all the way, it's the one that will come loose. And it's the one you will hear from the driver's seat, too. It'd be like... Whoever's idea this was a great idea. Best 8 horsepower you can get.
Headers are in.
Officially. Woo! I got one nut left to do.
And Lucky's got one nut left to tighten up. So I'll see you guys in 2 hours.
We're one nut away from putting a loose nut behind the wheel.
Pulling off this shredded, hot spot, cracked stock flywheel. We've got a better one. These are radial cracks. See where it gets really hot? You see those cracks in it? Instead of getting just another stock one, we got a McLeod 20-pounder. A little bit lighter than stock, billet. It accepts either an 11-inch or 10.5-inch clutch. That's why you gotta hammer the dowels in when you figure out what size you're using. We're using 11.
So I am installing the Hayes Classic Muscle Car 11-inch clutch, diaphragm style. Comes with everything you need. Did it come with a throttle bearing?
It did.
Throttle bearing is part of the kit, alignment tool, it's all there. Good to go in.
It holds 400 horsepower.
Okay.
It's orange. So I'm bolting down this Hurst Billet Plus shifter. This is a sweet upgrade over stock. Moves it up, shortens the throw. This shifter has a adjustable stop in the front and the back. That's so when you're banging through the gears, you're not actually banging inside the transmission. It takes a bunch of wear and tear off your transmission, and all you do is knock it in a second, tighten it in until it grabs that thing, lock it down, and now, boom. And that's a wrap, y'all. All right, it's a new day in the Hot Rod Garage. We are gonna finally install our TR3650 5-speed back into our Mustang. So let's cram it in.
Take a little break. All right, I'm good.
Got it. Breathe it in, breathe it out.
Hold it. Okay, we're good.
All right.
But we need to tilt it back or tilt it up?
It's pretty parallel.
Okay.
Come back at the bottom of the trans just a touch. Ah, there it is, my thumb.
Oh, we're hitting the header right there. Do your big muscle
I'm into the thing here. If we take this off,
Oh, who put that on?
and then I think put it back in from the inside.
All right. Be ready to catch it.
I got it. Right. Ready?
Whoa. Okay, something's wrong. It's going up way too smooth.
Yeah.
Right there.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Where will those bolts be located?
Lucky's Wild Ride bag. Regular old race car here.
We started on this car so long ago, you can buy one of these electric now.
It's true.
Tony,
up?
headers look cool.
They better.
You know what I like about this car, dude? Nobody has ever hacked it up. It hasn't had a bunch of aftermarket stuff bolted to it. Nobody put a bunch of struts in it, slammed it to the ground. The tires died of old age. They didn't burn them off until now.
Yeah, now we're doing all
Welcome to Hot Rod Garage. I can hear the transmission screaming for help already.
that. Yep. Ow. Cut.
Stop hitting me.
You gotta bang them. Yeah. In preparation for putting on a sweet set of coilover struts, we have just replaced the control arms because ball joints were shot, inner bushings were shot, and new inner and outer tie rods. This one's gonna be very fresh up front. And that means we can put on the fun stuff. We've got a set of sweet BC coilovers. They retail for about $1,000 and they're awesome. It's got a complete set for the rear too. Dual height adjustable, that means you can line up, lock in your spring preload, and then the lower perch fully threads up and down, so you can change the height without changing the preload. That's awesome. These are sweet. They have camber plates, let you dial in crazy race alignment. It's a nice piece, especially for the money.
Hey, how are we able to afford this?
I went on LMR, late model restoration. You can buy an entire kit. These giant 13-inch rotors, lines, pads, banjo fittings, 2-piston Cobra calipers, $499.
Can't beat that.
And any other brake upgrade kit, what do those run, Luck? $2,000?
Oh, yeah, if you're lucky. Now, one thing that's important when you're changing calipers is to remember the bleeder always goes on the top, no matter where it is. You'll know that right after you install them wrong.
Yeah, trade me. All right, so we scooped up our Mustang, and everything's in pretty good shape, but it is high miles, and one way you can tell is that the seats have basically just started to disintegrate in this thing. And upholstery is usually something we don't jump all over here because it's pretty specialized, you gotta get everything just right, but a more modern car is a little bit more straightforward. We're gonna change over to a vinyl setup instead of this cloth. You know, if you take your time, get it right, it's super worth it. Plus, Kalen is an upholstery wizard, so if I get stuck, I'm gonna call him over. It's like 3 major pieces. The bottom is the whole motorized, adjustable setup. Once you get that base off, there's just the actual seat base and the backrest. That's what's covered, obviously, in upholstery, and that's what we're gonna work on. All right, so there's hog rings holding these little rails in. These round, bendable, one-use sort of giant staples. I've got to cut these off of here, let this cover come off, and then transfer this giant wire over to the new one. You can buy a whole new foam. We didn't. I'm just gonna glue this back together and hope for the best. You doing over there?
Mind your business. Nunya? Out with the old. Fatigued and tired. I can actually see light through that thing. That is sad. In with the new. We're gonna install these Lakewood upper and lower control arms and the adjustable rear spring. Those are like weight jacks. So it's important to not tighten all this stuff until the car's sitting on the ground. One thing I do see is these are a little bit shorter, which means they're gonna correct the pinion angle because this thing is gonna ride a lot lower. So I will lift the differential, diff up where they actually line up.
Fold it inside out. So we got the listing here, tie down wire, and basically we're just gonna do 3 hog rings on each side, and there's a little bit of Velcro in the middle to help stick this thing down and hold it down. So makes it easy to line up too. And these special pliers, grab them and bend them around stuff. Perfect. So we got the cover on, got to cut a bunch of holes in it, holes for the hinges, lumbar support, the main control for the seat. Obviously you want to make the hole as small as possible, but just check and see. This is the original Ford cutout. Plenty of room. Boom. I'm just into it. I feel like I'm getting a back massage here. Shh, tell me about your week. I get it. You're powerful. A lot of people relying on you. Yeah, I get it. Oh, yeah, I feel it. Is that sciatica? Yeah, I got you.
While Tony's over there giving that lumbar the rub down, we're gonna install these new hawk pads in the back of the Mustang.
Boom.
How's that seat coming over there, buddy? That is a handsome seat.
Not bad.
So just like the front coilovers or struts, the rear shocks have an adjuster. This is kind of neat because it slides in, it's an Allen wrench. The shaft to adjust the shock is inside the middle of the shock shaft itself. And then this threads right onto the part that actually holds it on. And then you have an adjustable shock with no stress at all.
Lucky. This is luxurious as hell. Oh, yeah. All right, I got other stuff to do. We are close to wrapping up our Mustang transformation, but it looks haggard a little bit, right? So LMR's got a sweet hop-up kit. It's just transformed the front end of your car. This has got a Mach 1 style grille. You get rid of this mesh here, you get a fresh horse, new lights, and a lift spoiler. And it makes it way cooler. Oh, and a little baby antenna. Check this out. Look at that. Way better. Crack. There it is.
We go back a ½ inch on each side.
Sure.
If we need to trim it, we can trim it.
That's fine.
We don't really have that much work left to do to this thing.
No, we got these BC coilovers in, and they're dope, but we can't put the stock wheels back on this thing.
What's up with your boy, hair farmer?
Lindsay.
Does he got the hookup?
He's got what you need. There he is. Come on. Come
I
on.
knew you had this figured out.
Yo, what up? Think I got what you guys need.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see it. Oh, that's sick. Those are some wheels.
That work?
Those are gonna work great. If you remember, it's Lindsay Ross. We built his sick 70s boogie van on our show a couple years ago. Longtime buddy of mine. He is the designer for another longtime buddy, Vaughn Gittin Jr., pro drift extraordinaire. The whole RTR line of wheels is sweet. 19s and 20s, big baller stuff. 10.5, 9.5 width. And how many different styles are there?
5.
Lindsay designs all of them. He will bring them to your house. That's the deal.
I definitely deliver.
He
In the
does
van?
deliver. Yeah.
Yeah, in the van.
All right, let's get him going. Sweet RTR wheels wrapped in Falcon FK 510s. Sweet summer tire to handle 265 furious horsepower. It's gonna be sweet. It looks sick already. Front end has been refreshed. It's my favorite part. All right, this thing looks sweet. We've got a couple parts left to put on: intake, strut bar, probably an exhaust. And then the fun starts, because we're gonna take this thing out, hit the streets, and have a blast.
Help me. Very natural shift, wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful work, man. With that double clutch. Right, so Lucky and I have our 2004 Mustang out at Palomar Mountain. Some local CHP are here to help us keep everything safe and legal-ish, and we're ready to party.
Feels nice. It's nice and snappy.
I mean, this thing was a little bit messy, and the BC coils doing their job. This thing feels really good.
I can feel the road.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very responsive. A couple funny noises, but then 172,000 miles worth of noises in the chassis.
Yeah.
Did we mention we put the exhaust on this thing?
We transformed this whole car. This is the kind of thing you could buy this car for $3 grand, just like we did. Spend, another few $1,000 over a couple of years. Just address the worst stuff first, and you'd have a great, fun daily driver or weekend car.
Can't wait till I get you to say slow down.
Good luck.
I tried that in the last episode. I ended up scaring myself first, so not even gonna try it.
You think it was worth 18 hours putting headers on this thing?
We're almost above the clouds. I think we're coming up on a plateau. Oh, we gotta check out this view. Holy moly.
Up.
Dude, good times right there.
Woo!
Help me up, Tony.
You're good, man.
Thing's pretty low.
Lucky did a drive up, gave it a little shakedown, a little feel, a little something.
Professional race car driver.
And now I'm gonna get in there and see what you can really do.
Don't break it, Tony.
Okay.
Tony.
I'll do my best.
Don't break it, buddy.
All right.
All right.
All right. You want to ride? No, that's a no. All right. That's fine.
Down the hill.
That's fine.
You're killing me.
And how does this work? It's a manual.
Big pedal on the right makes it go.
Which one's first? Brakes really weren't good. All right, so that's it for another really fun episode of Hot Rod Garage.
Sun up to sun down.
Yeah, it's just about the best day at work ever.
Yeah.
Our 04 Mustang went from 0 to hero. This is a car I did not like. When I got this thing, I was like, ugh, I guess. And now I'm like, all right, nobody touch this thing. I'm driving it when I'm in town.
He said that for sure.
I mean, this thing rips.
And the motor's still stock.
Yeah.
Except for the headers.
172,000 miles, and I just wrung it out for 3 hours. Ton of grip. It really hauls.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I spotted that.
We were moving. Well, I was moving.
I was
Pretty
moving
good stuff.
every time you came close.
Thanks to everybody who helped put this together. Her shifters, Hayes clutch, BC coilovers, Falcon tire, RTR wheels,
Hooker exhaust.
Hooker exhaust, Flowtech headers, even late model restoration. We paid for all that stuff, but it's all awesome and it really works.
California Highway Patrol.
Thank you for keeping us safe and
Just
out of
leaving
jail.
us alone.
Out of jail. So don't forget to check us out on social media between episodes. The show is Hot Rod Garage Show on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Tangelo96 on Instagram. He is.
Still Mobile Tech Lucky.
We'll see you guys next time. Come on, come on.
I'm not getting in that
Get in the
thing with
car.
you. Uber.
Come on, I'll let you do reverse 180s. I'll show you how.
So getting ready to take off a bunch of rusty, crusty bolts, but it cannot hurt to run around and spray a little penetrant on everything. What are you taking off?
I just did all that work, and you're coming over reaping the benefits of that penetrant.
Ah, you son of a...
What happened?
Got
That's what
me.
you get.
Right
That's
in the hair. Right in
what
the hair.
you get.
All right,
Okay.
I'll just style it
Shut
in.
down. Tony's got to go get his hair
Style
done.
it in.
Makeup. Makeup.